But the bigger difference I would say between these two isn't even the software. The software really isn't even that big of a difference at all. And that's really funny because typically we've seen that, the iPhone or phone or that's old or an older phone basically will have like a way worse software lifecycle. And that's typically the case. But with iPhones, especially between these two, I really don't know if the iPhone 11s are going to super outlast the iPhone 10s because the iPhone 11 came out a year after the iPhone 10s. I can only imagine that most probably will end up getting a longer software lifecycle on the iPhone 11, but who knows? Within a couple years from now, we're going to find out. But I think as of right now, both these phones are going to end off around the same time. I'm not going to say the iPhone 11 is going to completely outlast the iPhone 10s, but the 10s is going to end roughly around the same time that the iPhone 11 ends, give or take maybe a year or two, probably not even 2 years, give or take a year. But the bigger difference I would say is probably the battery life. The iPhone 11 right now does have a bigger, it's always going to have a bigger size battery than the iPhone 10s, and that's probably one of the bigger downsides of the iPhone 10s. I feel like this thing should have had a bigger battery. Of course, there's nothing we can do about it now. We can get a battery case if we want, but this thing had kind of a decreased in size battery than the iPhone 10. And even the iPhone 10s Max had a pretty small size battery for how big that phone was. And I never really understood why Apple did that. The iPhone 11 had a really, really good battery life, bigger than the 10 or around the same size, but it still had a really good battery life for sure. So, at the end of the day, that pretty much covers up the software and battery cycle, or at least now in 2021. Now